Today we're talking about the brand new Godox TL30 RGB tube lights. This is the smaller version of their previous TL60 RGB tube lights, and I'm actually kind of 50-50 on these lights. These are the pre-production or first batch versions of these lights, so I'm gonna cover some of the issues that I experienced. I'm also gonna cover a lot of the cool features, a lot of the things that I loved about this light. But by the time you watch this video, Godox will be on their third or even fourth batch of production of these lights. So hopefully the features that I mention in this video or the issues that I mention in this video will be fixed in those batches. So before I go into my overall experience with these lights, let me first talk about the features. Now, these are the smaller versions of the TL60s. They are 8 watts of power, full RGB, 360-degree color. We have beautiful light reproduction here with a 99 CRI rating. This is what Godox rated their lights, and a 97 at TLCI, which is an A rating. And a lot of Godox lights have been getting similar ratings, so it looks like it's very easy for them to score this high. These are flicker-free lights, and they carry the same LED diodes that you will see on the TL60s. So if you haven't watched my TL60 review, check it out right here, because that's an important video to see if you want to learn about all of the features that come with the TL32. But we'll cover that as well. So the TL30 can be purchased in different packages. You can buy them in a single package, which will just come with a simple light, or you can buy them in a pack of 4, which will come with a ton of cool accessories. We'll cover that in just a moment. But the light itself, very similar to the TL60, we have an LCD screen on the back giving you the current battery life, the hue, saturation, green magenta shifter. We also have all of the effects that you can use with these lights, such as faulty bulb, fireworks, firelight, candlelight, ambulance, cop car, and so on. We also have a built-in mic which will work with music. So it will actually listen to the music and it will play back the music in light form, if that makes sense. So if it will hear a beat kick in, the light will be flashing to that beat. So that's a great feature that I don't think any other company is doing. I think Godox is one of the few companies that is incorporating that in their RGB lights. So that's a great feature there. So we have multiple buttons on the back. We have the power button, mode button, dim button, and the dial button. On the TL60s, I mentioned that I did not like how they did the buttons. It was just too many buttons, they were complicated, and I didn't really enjoy that experience. They really did fix that issue on the TL30s. I love the button placement. It's so much simpler, especially since the dial is its own button, and it's just very simple to follow along. So the mode button is gonna switch to different modes. You're gonna start off in the custom color temperature mode, which will allow you to go from 2700 degree Kelvin all the way up to 6500 degree Kelvin, so from warm to cool. And below that, we have the green magenta shifter. So over time, lights will start changing color on you, but these newer Godox lights will allow you to compensate for that green and magenta shift. And it also depends on the lens and the camera that you're using. So lights with these types of features, especially if you're using modifiers, is very useful because it will allow you to dial in that really nice accurate color. Press that mode dial again, you'll go into hue saturation, which will allow you to select the hue and the saturation of that hue. Hue is just basically another word for color, and you can increase, decrease that saturation, or that intensity, I should say, or the richness is actually a better word of that color. If you press the mode button again, you'll enter the special effects mode, which will allow you to cycle through the RGB cycle, ambulance, faulty bulb, firelight, candlelight, TV simulator, and so on. There's a ton of different effects, nothing new that we haven't seen on the previous TL60s or the other previous Godox lights too. And to the right of the mode button, we'll have the dim button. Whenever you want to increase or decrease the dim or the power of your light, make sure to press on the dim button, and then you'll be able to use the dial to the right to increase or decrease that number. The dial also works as a selection button, so whenever you want to change to the green magenta shifter or the color temperature, you just click on the dial and it will allow you to change that setting. Now with these lights, you can also download the Godox app, which will allow you to control multiple RGB lights at once. And they've been constantly improving their app. I think it's very good, almost as good as Aperture's. Not quite there yet, but so far so good on the user experience on the Godox app, because this will allow you to connect basically any new Godox light that you have. Their RGB lights are all compatible with that app. Even some of their bicolor or just their 5600 degree colored lights can work with this app too. It depends on the light that you have. Their newer lights definitely have that Bluetooth option, and you can see how great this app is. You can access every single effect, every single light mode on this app. Basically, it has everything broken down for you. A lot easier to use the app actually than the LCD screen on the light itself. And plus, you can be at a distance and control all of these lights wirelessly, which is a huge plus. And because you can group these lights, you can really set up an atmosphere and make everything really nice and easy to work with on set. Both ends of this light have 1/4 20-inch mounts along with a magnetized end, and this will allow you to stick it on to basically any metal object that's magnetized. Now, if you do get the pack of 4, the TL30 pack of 4s, you do get a ton of different accessories, such as the 1/4 20-inch mount clamps, which honestly I'm not a big fan of because I had issues with those clamps slipping on much heavier lights, but because these lights are so small, they won't really slip, so not that bad right there. We also get waterproof baggies, which are a pain to put on, but they work. I wouldn't go more than 10 feet deep underwater with these bags, but if you want these lights to be waterproof, they definitely throw in that kit. We also have this cool multi-mount, which allows you to attach multiple TL30s, and you can really stylize your shots and your lighting by using this mount. On top of that, we have a dual 1/4 20-inch male-to-male mount, which will allow you to stack these lights on top of each other. So again, you can build your own TL60 by using 2 of the TL30s. And they also threw in a grid, which attaches via elastic bands, and the grid will allow you to direct the light so it doesn't spill throughout the room. Now, on the ends of this light, you'll notice that they have these flat little pieces here, which will allow you to angle the light on a flat surface. So you can angle it up against something without using any other secondary stand. So I love how Godox did this, even on their TL60s too. Now really quick, I want to demo these lights while shining it on my face, just so you can see the color reproduction, just so you can get a feel for what it does to my skin tone. I'm pretty pale, I'm Russian, right? So we have pale skin. So let me turn off my key light right now. And now let me turn on the TL60. All right, and here we go. Look at that. See what it's doing to my skin? Really accurate skin tones here. I love it. This is set to 5600 degree Kelvin. The green magenta shifter is at -6, and this is actually recreating really nice skin tones. You can see right here, very close to what the UL150 was producing. So I love it. And you can see that it has a mild form of diffusion. It is frosted, so you can really get away with using this as a key light. I mean, look how well it's lighting up my face. And if I move it back a little bit more, you know, look at this. It's acting like a beautiful softbox. It's lighting me up very nicely, and it's only at 10% dim. So you can see that just at 10% what this light can do, and it's about 1 foot away from me. Let's increase the dim. I mean, this light has a ton of power. All right, so let me go back to the UL150. Turn that guy back on. There we go. I want to talk to you about the things that I don't like about this light, and it might be a deal breaker for you. Again, this is the first batch, or the pre-production batch of TL30s. I actually got 5 of them. One of them went dead on me. It doesn't turn on anymore, it just went dead. I don't know if the battery just completely discharged and it just died on me, I don't know, but I just want to let you know that this is the first Godox light that has ever went bad on me. I own probably, I don't know what, 10 Godox lights. This was the first one that went bad on me. So I hope that's not a production issue anymore, but I just want to let you know that the TL30, you know, one of them went bad on me. Also, the battery life. Godox rates it at 1 hour at full power. I can tell you right now that it's a huge guessing game with these lights when it comes down to battery life. I've fully charged all of the TL30s. A few of them will last me like 15-20 minutes, and then a few will last me 45 minutes. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe there's a firmware bug. Maybe they can update it in a future firmware, but these lights are not consistent with battery power. However, a solution to that would be to plug in a power bank to the bottom here, because these are USB-C and you can run these lights for as long as you want if you use a power bank. But if you just want to go out and shoot with these lights really quick, I just don't know how reliable these lights are. The LED screen on the back tells you full battery, but then 5 minutes later, the full battery will go to empty. So I don't know what's going on with these lights when it comes down to battery life, but it just wasn't reliable for me. I mean, next week I have a shoot with a company called Rizvani Motors, and I wanted to bring the TL30s with me and shoot some BTS and some cool product shots of those cars. But I don't know if these lights are reliable enough. I'm probably gonna have to stick to the TL60s from Godox, or maybe some of my digital photo lights in the back, because those lights are much more reliable, especially when it comes down to battery life. I think they have some work to do here on the firmware. Maybe they fixed it on the newer production batches, I'm not sure. You will most likely have to read all the reviews on B&H and Amazon to make sure that no one's having any of those issues, but I do want to let you know that I had one of these things go bad on me, and it's just not reliable when it comes down to power. But anyway, the concept is really nice. I love the concept, I love the idea behind these lights. They just need to improve them, at least from the version that I have. They need to make them better and more reliable. So I hope this video has enlightened you on the TL30s. Maybe you want it, maybe you don't, but if you do, check out the links down below in the description box. And if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel with those notifications turned on, and I'll see you in another video. Peace.